Hello my friends, and welcome back to RRC Restoration. This time I'm restoring a 1969 Honda CT, or also known as the Trail 90. This one was exported from Colorado to the UK a few years ago, and as you can see has been sat idle since, and now I've stepped in to bring it back to life. As you can already tell from these loading shots, it's in pretty poor condition, with lots of broken, seized and missing parts, but we'll get a better idea of what's what when I get it back into the workshop. So I've just noticed this little sticker here. Is there anyone from Colorado watching that can tell me what it is? Well, the bike's clean now, so let's get it up on the ramp and see what we're dealing with. So right off the bat, the bars are loose. The switch assemblies are loose and broken, along with every control cable being seized and brittle. The speedometer looks terrible, but if I can find someone to print a new face for it, it might not be beyond saving. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment below. As is usual for my projects, the headlight is duct taped into place. The mudguard is a bit beaten up, but still solid, so I'll be able to save it. The airbox is in very poor condition. Exposure to the elements over the years have started breaking the plastic down, so it will need replaced. And of course, with the bike being the age that it is, I'm going to have to rewire it from front to back, as the original loom is very deteriorated along with several electrical components missing. Amazingly, the wheel rims and spokes are in great shape, although the same can't be said for the brittle and cracking tyres. The wheel bearings feel smooth enough, but there's a bit of play in them, so of course they will be changed too. Well, there's next to no compression there, so let's investigate that a bit further before moving on. Well, it's a healthy looking spark plug, but who's to say it's originally from this engine? The throttle slide is removed from the carb to get an accurate compression reading, although I'm not expecting much of a reading. What's your guess? "60 psi? Not good at all." So what I'm doing now is putting a little oil in the cylinder and then retesting. This will tell me whether it's got a worn bore and rings, or if it's a more serious mechanical problem. So we've went from 60 to 130 psi. That tells me that this cylinder and piston are very worn and that the engine shouldn't be beyond saving. So that's a bit of good news. Now let's get started with the teardown. I think it's clear to see why the bars were loose. And there it is. I knew there would be a brake under there somewhere. So what are we thinking for the restoration? Lose the pillion seat or keep it? I love the fact that this lift has a removable section for dropping wheels off. It makes the job so much easier. I know what you're going to say, but this is an old screwdriver I like to use as a punch for this exact job, hence the reason it's stored in with the hammers and levers. The swing arm looks to be in pretty good shape, not rusted out or bent. The sump guard is in really nice condition. It's not taken much abuse over the years at all. Well, that was exhausting. The rear shocks appear to be in fairly good condition. Well, apart from this one getting too close to the exhaust at some point. Now it's time to remove the airbox. So, what's your guess? Do you think there will even be a filter in it? It doesn't look too bad actually. And neither does the intake tube. But the inside of the carb, well, that's another story. Here, have a look for yourself. You have to love the simplicity of these bikes. How will we hide the C90 wiring? Should we make a nice little fairing? Nah, let's grab that old vinyl and a few studs from the cupboard that we never go in. Well, along with the other big parts of this bike, the front end looks in great shape too, so that should make the restoration just that little bit easier. The last thing I need to remove from the frame before moving on is the stand and brake linkage assembly, so let's do that now. And with that, the Trail 90 is fully torn down. We've went from this nearly complete bike to a shelf full of parts needing restored. Looks like the custom engine stand I built for the ATC restoration is going to come in handy once again. Now, I usually like to get the frame restored first, but in this case I'm starting with the engine, as the curiosity of what's going on inside those crankcases has really gotten to me. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode and will join me again next time. See you all soon.